Using calisthenics to build muscle may not be optimal. However, there are things that can drastically make it worse, and it is resting a lot between sets. We know the limits of only using our own body weight. In many ways, we are limited in our exercise variety, and maybe the most detrimental thing when it comes to building muscle with pure calisthenics is the fact that if we only use our body weight, then we cannot progressive overload in its pure sense, adding weight. We challenge our muscles, we reach our limits through not being able to do even one single rep anymore. That is called failure, and anyone that wants to build muscle will tell you that it is one of the most important things. But the thing about muscles is that they adapt, and what was challenging before could no longer be now. The most straightforward approach to deal with this is simply adding weight to any exercise that is no longer challenging, thus making it challenging. But if the choice of adding weight is not available, then what can you do? Simply doing more reps, aka high volume. If you have adapted to doing 10 reps, and because of that you can reach failure with 10 reps, why not reach 15 reps? And so the increase of reps becomes a way to challenge your muscles over time, a way to progressive overload. However, where do you draw the line? When do you say that this amount of reps is too much to do? You simply don't do it. You reach failure and have short rest times. Otherwise, if you put yourself a low rep range limit on an exercise that you can do way more than 12 reps, how are you supposed to reach failure? And if you don't reach failure, how are you supposed to build muscle? What is actually the reason as to why we divide our training into sets? If you were to do only one set of anything, then you will only reach failure once and do less total reps compared to a 4-set standard training. By dividing your training 4 times, you have then 4 sets. You can reach failure more times and do overall a greater total amount of reps. Between each of those 4 sets, there is rest time. Without rest time, then there is no division between training. This means that rest allows us to do more reps in the long run. A longer rest time will be perfect for strength training because each set requires a lot of physical effort. And if you were to rest only 1 minute between each heavy set, then the amount of reps you could do will drastically decrease. Not only that, but fatigue will accumulate rapidly. If so, then we can conclude that longer rest times allow for more reps to be done each set, with better form and less fatigue than with shorter rest times. But longer rests between sets will only benefit you if your capacity to do reps is low. This is not the case with a lot of basic bodyweight exercises. Doing more than 12 reps on dips, pull-ups, bodyweight rows, and push-ups is something that most people could reach in 1 year of training or less, depending on their starting point, of course. Knowing that doing more than 15 reps is actually the norm, then doing long rest times between sets wouldn't make any sense because our capacity to do reps is already high. If you can do 20 reps flawlessly, then it means that it is light for you. And if it is a lightweight, then it means that you can consistently hit a high amount of reps each set, which means that having a quality set or simply being able to do more than 10 reps per set is not an issue. This makes long rest useless and purposeless, whereas it makes short rest useful. Having short rest in push-ups, dips, bodyweight rows, and pull-ups, or any calisthenic exercise that you can do more than 15 to 20 reps is just positives all the way. The biggest issue from high volume calisthenics that many people talk about is it is too easy. Everyone that says that high rep calisthenics is too easy has never attempted to reach failure on all 4 sets while only resting 30 seconds. Everyone that has trained to failure understands that once you reach failure, your strength decreases. And each time you reach failure, this pattern is going to happen. Not only that, but reaching failure is fatiguing. This fatigue and this strength decrease is going to accumulate each time you reach failure. Every single set. Combine this with a 30-second short rest between sets and the workout is definitely going to be challenging for your muscles. In this case, since doing a lot of reps seems to be an apparent problem, by resting 30 seconds you can quickly decrease the amount of reps it takes to reach failure. You might need 35 reps on dips on your first set to reach failure, but once you reach your 4th set, you might not even be able to do 12 reps. Reaching failure in high rep calisthenics is sustainable because you don't need to deal with the effects of lifting heavy weights and increasing the weight, which makes reaching failure not as taxing for your joints and overall less training for your recovery. Maybe that is why you can see muscular 60 years olds doing high rep calisthenics without any joint issues. But as soon as they touch a weight, they start seeing problems. In the case of heavy weightlifting, where you are constantly increasing the weight and might have a fixed rep range, reaching failure in each set will definitely not be very sustainable, especially if it's heavy for you. Not only for your joints, but also for the rest of your workout. Being diligent with the amount of rest time, in this case 30 seconds, can either break or make your workout. Being in that state of failure is what makes high rep calisthenics challenging. By resting a lot, you cannot move away from it, and it makes your sets easy. In the same way that if you have inconsistent rest times. The difference between resting 30 seconds compared to 2 or 3 minutes or even 1 minute is a world of difference. Just try it out. Try resting 30 seconds between sets on push-ups, dips, pull-ups, bodyweight rows, compared to 1, 2 or 3 minutes, and you will see a huge difference. I find that one of the biggest mistakes some people might make while doing high rep calisthenics is resting too much. Then they complain it is too easy or that calisthenics is shit. It might be suboptimal, but it definitely works. However, resting a lot will just kind of take away what makes it work. So if the quality of set is not an issue, and most basic calisthenic exercises are easy to do, try resting 30 seconds between sets on those exercises.